Well, you've had many highlights over the course of your career, such as in 2005, you hosted a performance gala for Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip in Saskatoon. So what kind of jokes could you tell in front of royalty, such as the Queen?
It's all filth. They love filthy stuff. So it was just 10, 15 minutes of the bluest, filthiest material you ever heard. And she was slapping her knee. No, it was really, I just kind of did stand up about, the whole event was about Saskatchewan's 100th anniversary, 100th birthday. And so I just kind of did, the material that I had prepared for the audience. I mean, there's 13,000 people there, so you really got to play for them. It'd be bad if 13,000 were staring at you and just the Queen was laughing.
That'd be awesome, though.
But I sang a song I wrote called Nothing Rhymes with Saskatchewan, and there was a moment where I was, strumming my guitar and singing my song, Nothing Rhymes with Saskatchewan. And I looked out to the Queen, and she was looking at me, and I had this moment where I envisioned us both thinking the exact same thing. What is going on? Why am I here?
One of our favorite shows is Corner Gas. Not only did you create it, but you also starred on the show. Were you surprised at the success it had?
Yeah, hugely. We were all completely blindsided by that because we didn't think anybody was going to watch a show about a gas station in Saskatchewan, and we just kind of thought, okay, for some reason, I was able to trick the network into letting us do 13 episodes. We'll shoot those over the summer. Nobody will watch, and then we'll all go our separate ways. So, but I think that kind of contributed to the success of the show because we just were kind of operating under the notion that nobody was going to watch. So we weren't trying to please anybody. We were just trying to make a show that we were really proud of, that we liked. And that kind of translated to kind of an authenticity, because people generally know when they're being sold something, and we weren't selling them anything. We were just doing a show that we enjoyed because we thought we were the only ones going to see it.
I think a lot of the success had to do with, I think a lot of the characters are so relatable. Like, everybody knows like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're really archetypal in a lot of ways. They were written to be very kind of archetypal characters. Then the actors that we hired, when we had this amazing, the network gave us the resources to do a very wide and extensive casting process. So we weren't rushed. We were really allowed to find the people that we thought were right for the part. And, these actors that we hired were so integral in making these characters who were written fairly archetypal to become, living, breathing. You believe them. You believe that they exist. And like you said, everybody knows somebody like that. And that has a lot to do with the talent of the actors.
Brent Butt joining CFWE this morning. Brett, with all the popularity of Corner Gas, you decided to make an animated version of it. What is it about the show that people love so much?
I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's kind of lightning in a bottle. There's a little bit of magic and a little bit of alchemy going on that you can't really figure out. You never really put your finger on it, because if you could just bottle that recipe, I would just make hit show after hit show after hit show, right? But it's one of those things that's kind of, there's a lot of intangibles that go into this. I mean, you have to do a lot of things right, and you have to work hard, but those things happen, and they don't translate into hits all the time. So there has to be a little bit of magic that goes on that myself or nobody else can take credit for.
I just can't wait to see everyone spit on the ground when they mention the neighbor town.
Yeah, I mean, the show really feels like Corner Gas. It's one of the things, I'm really, really proud of how the show came together. I'm really happy with how it came together. Like, when we first started kicking around the idea, I was a little leery. I didn't know if it would work, and I didn't want to do it if we didn't think it would work. So, we went into it with a little bit of trepidation, and I wanted to make sure that we developed it properly and took the time. And we shot a 3-minute demo. I wrote some scripts, and we shot a 3-minute demo just to see if it would work, and it felt really good. So we moved ahead with it, and, we just had a screening recently in Toronto for the cast, because they come in and record their voice, but they hadn't seen any of it. And to a person, they all loved it. And they said that, for the first 5 minutes, it was really neat seeing yourself animated. But after that, it just felt like an episode. They said they just fell into it and just watched an episode. And it was, the jokes work, the attitude works. We have some of the same writers that we had before in the series, so that helps to carry the continuity through. But we also have some new blood, some fresh writers. So it's working really well. I couldn't be happier with it. All I know right now is it's going to be spring of 2018. That's all the network has let us know. They're kind of deciding internally what the exact schedule is going to be, so it'll be sometime early in 2018. Sometime in the spring. When they let me know, trust me, I'm going to be shouting it loud and lots.
Brent Butt joining CFWE this morning. You began your working career as a drywaller, but in February of 1988, you performed at an amateur night at a Saskatoon comedy club. That pretty much kicked things off for you.
Yeah, I mean, stand-up comedy was always my goal. That's always what I wanted to do. I always felt like everything was killing time until I could get to some place where they had a comedy club and I could try my hand at it. I didn't know if I was going to be any good at it, but I knew I was going to try it. I had done stand-up a couple times in high school. Like, I made the decision when I was 12 that stand-up was what I wanted to do. It was the first time I'd ever seen this comedian on TV, and I'd never seen a guy just standing there talking, being funny before. And it just rocked my world, and I said, that's what I want to do. And so, I tried it in high school, like variety night, drama night, and it went well enough that I was encouraged to pursue it further. And, yeah, when I was 20, a club opened up in Saskatoon, and they had amateur night, and so I tried it. That first show on amateur night is still probably the best show I've ever had. It's been 30 years of trying to recapture that.
Brent Butt is our guest this morning. He is appearing tonight at the Rivercree Resort and Casino in Enoch. It's going to be a fun show tonight.
Fun room to play. I've played there before. It's a fun room, and it's a nice big room, big crowd. Everybody's into it, so I'm looking forward to it.
How would you describe your type of comedy, Brent?
Just kind of conversational. That's the best way that I can describe it. I'm just a dopey guy talking, and trying to be funny. It's a little observational. It's a little current events, not much. I cover a lot of topics, so it's really just conversational. It's kind of like just going out and having coffee, except I'm the one doing all the talking, and there's 1,000 people on the other side of the table.